Okay, let's make a custom color ramp for this climate data. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to have a divergent point here because we've got a lot of cells that have seen an increase in temperature from the baseline, and then we've got a few locations that have seen a little bit of cooling since the base period. So we want to create a custom color ramp. So let me show you one trick. In the symbology tab of the properties, you can right click on this and go right into the properties, and you can change this thing, right? You could add another algorithmic color ramp to the end, and then you click on this and go into the properties, and let's say we want to take it from the blue color to, I don't know, let's go to black and just be crazy. So now we've just added a new bit of color to the end of this color ramp. You can remove them, simplify them, and then you can, let's see here, I think you have to go out of this one, and then, no, there should be a way to save this. Oh, save to style. So you have to go back out to here, and then you can save this, and it'll become a permanent part of your color ramp selection. So that's one way you can do it. You can also, sometimes it helps if you go in and pick a simpler color ramp first, like if you wanted to work on a divergent color ramp. For example, let's see here. Let's pick, this is one of the original ones. So if this is one of the original color ramps that you wanted to use, but you didn't want it to have this warm color in between, you wanted it to go to white, you could do the same thing and go in and just customize that. So go into the properties, pick this guy, properties, and instead of using a cream color, pick a white color here, or maybe even gray. You can leave the blue, or you could change the blue to a different type of blue. And same here, just pick that same gray color, and maybe we want to make the red brighter. Okay, so again, you could save that now and recall it anytime. Hot, cold, diverging, we'll call this gray. Okay, so then it's the same thing. You go in and set that in between diverging point to 0, and it should redraw for you. Now it looks like we want to invert this guy because we want red to be on top. Okay, so that's one way. The other way to create a custom color ramp is to go into the Customize menu, your Style Manager, go into your user, Color Ramps. And these are all the color ramps that I have customized, but you just right-click and create new, multi-part is how I like to do it. And then you can add Algorithmic. Algorithmic just gives you the ability to stretch these. And so the one that I created recently, what I wanted to do is get rid of the yellow in between. I wanted it to have to go to white, but I wanted to go blue to white because there isn't a lot of cooling, and then a big ramp from white up to red. And so I used 3, and I'll show you the good and the bad about this. Okay, so for this first guy, I usually have to experiment to figure out which way is which, but if we start here with the blue, and then go to white. Okay, so I guessed correctly. Then on this one, the middle one, we're going to start at white and go to perhaps orange, and then with this last one, we'll go from orange to, let's do a really deep red. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. This is good and bad in that it kind of lets us downplay our cool and really get some differentiation in our warm. But let's see, let's call this climate, whoops, climate new, and then close. So let's go ahead and apply that guy here. So we go into the properties, and we should see it up on top here somewhere. It's this one. And then when we go into labeling, it defaults to 3 intervals because we've got 3 sections of our color ramp. And so I didn't mess around with this too much. What I ended up doing is setting the diverging color to 0, and then I split the difference here and just I drew this at 2. It's not exactly halfway in between, but it spreads it out a little bit and gets it looking a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not totally pleased with how this works. Oh, it didn't set to 2. That's why. Let's set this back to 0. Let's see if that works. Well, it looks pretty good over here. It doesn't look so hot right here. But it looks like a really nice gradual transition over here. So let's run with that. So you can see what I mean by customizing. Now, you can bring the same one in here, but I'm going to talk in the next video about how to get both of these color ramps drawing to the same maximum and minimum values. All right, so that's it for color ramps. If you have any questions, let me know.